Their children today are being called with business acumen, with business mogul, stolen money, Nigeria's money. Joy Okwe again in the Arise TV studio, they had this chat around it. And the credit for this clip also goes to them, Arise TV. Listen.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission announced on Monday that it has recovered 753 units of duplexes and other apartments in Abuja that were fraudulently built by a former top brass of the government who is being investigated by the agency. EFCC, in a lengthy post on X, said that the forfeiture of the property is the single largest asset recovery by the agency since its inception in 2003, while some Nigerians on X have questioned the identity of the former government official involved in the crime. Let me take this reaction from Mr. Ebony. He wrote, "What is the name of the former top government official? Which ministry, department, or agency did he head? At what period in time did he head the government MDA he stole the money from? What was the amount he stole from the government's coffers? After the forfeiture of these properties, what next? Will they be sold to recover the stolen fund, or will they be left to rot as it is the norm in Nigeria?" These and many more questions need answers in order to enjoy the trust of the public in your activities. I think Mr. Ebony's question quite apt. All of those questions are the sort of questions that we are seeing Nigerians asking the EFCC. They are quick to make this announcement. I mean, the post was quite lengthy. But, you know, we have seen that the EFCC, they would normally post a normal Nigerian. I mean, I did see a picture of Bobrisky after he was arrested and all of that. And we've seen normal Nigerians being posted on their website. So who is this top or former top brass government official who was involved in this scheme? 753 duplexes. Ayo.
People are speculating because, like you mentioned, there shouldn't be a different set of rules for certain Nigerians and another set of rules for more privileged Nigerians. 753 duplexes in Abuja, and I'm sure in a choice part in Abuja. I can't even begin to imagine when you estimate that what that would be in terms of money. How much money must have been stolen to be able to build this estate? The first thing I would say is that, number one, for transparency and to deter, I think there's an element of shame that comes with naming the perpetrators, except it's going to affect the current case in court, because it did say that the person in question is still undergoing the court process. So maybe that's the reason why they've chosen not to reveal the identity. But if the court has ruled that it's been evidence that the person is not able to trace how they got the money to build this estate without linking it to funds that were gotten illegally or funds that belong to the state, then we deserve to know who the person is. The second thing is that we often hear of these recoveries, and kudos, fantastic, EFCC, you've done your job, you've recovered the assets. But then what happens to the assets afterwards? Where does it go to? Are they, like the question on X asked, in the spirit of transparency, let Nigerians know the full process, not just this big announcement and celebration of recovery of assets, but actually that to ensure that the loot is not relooted. Because that's what, that's the concern for many Nigerians, that after they find this out, it goes into another person's hands and somebody else, or is sold at a giveaway price to somebody who is a friend of the house. So the process of also disposing of the asset to recover monies to, put back into their coffers is also very important, so that it's an open bid and it's transparent as well. Right. But it is very sad to see the greed of one man, especially at a time when people are suffering, where you amass, and I'm sure that's not the only thing that this person has done. Yes, there's a lot more. To see that when people are suffering, what you're doing with your office of trust is to enrich yourself in a way that you can never finish spending the money. Some people have forgotten where their properties are. They don't even remember what they have because they've stolen, to the extent that they can't even begin to count how much they have. It's very sad. And beyond this, I have to say lastly, we should have processes to prevent these things from happening. It's not just the recovery of assets, but to ensure that they don't have access. The process by which this person was able to have access to that kind of money, build this, how did they get that sort of money? That's what we should begin to challenge as well.
Dr. Abati, what is the process really about unveiling or revealing the identity of such, persons? We have seen people on Twitter, even the former presidential presidential candidate, a former presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore, saying that it might be the former CBN governor or all of that. These sort of speculations, are they needed, really?
Which is the reason why, there should be full disclosure.
Yeah.
What is important here is the people's right to know. What the EFCC is fighting is corruption, dealing with integrity, questions that have been raised by people's performance when they are in positions. The EFCC has quoted Section 24 of its Enabling Act, which gives it right to trace assets and to go to the courts to ask for the forfeiture of assets. In the ruling, in the judgment in this particular case, the judge was talking about the respondent. Now, in the court documents, in the papers, the respondent will be named, the person who is forfeiting the assets. I think that the non-disclosure is something that bothers the public, and no justification has been provided for that, non-disclosure. The person should be named to prevent the kind of speculation that we have been seeing. That's number one. Number two is that this speaks to the collapse of values, standards in the civil service and public service system in this country. Once upon a time, in this same Nigerian civil service, if you took a car, in fact, you wouldn't even dare, to the office that was more expensive than your monthly salary or the income that is commensurate to your level, then you receive a query. Now, once upon a time in this country, public servants or civil servants traveling could not travel with their wives at public expense. But these days now, some people occupying certain positions, they will travel with their children, they will travel with wives.
Full disclosure.
They will even send, but it not be wood attachments.
What is that?
As advanced team, and keep them in hotels.
Please, what is body nobi?
Lamushwang, aka Lamushwang.
You have not heard of body
side
nobi.
attachment, aka side balanco, aka side balaloo.
In addition to their
Lamushwang.
their wives are not. Are they not?
Oh Lord, how
They will be in different
am I supposed
locations.
to be laughing? What does this mean? Am I supposed
case,
to? Okay.
In any case, what I'm saying is that values have collapsed.
Right.
The third point is about the human being. Greed, because of the failure of our institutions, failure of standards, the greed of persons who have access to the public till has become very expansive. And that is why you will find one human being who will have 753 duplexes. At plot 109, Cadastral Zone C09, Lokogoma District, Abuja, for the benefit of people who may want to go there and see. And the EFCC said, in addition to other apartments, one man,
Dr. Abati has given full disclosure, the address as well.
I think I was having a conversation with Rotis, and I was telling him that corruption is the biggest problem. He said, no, our budget is not big enough. Our budget...
What happened to the money that is budgeted?
Look at Mr. Taiwo, you didn't was saying yesterday. Our budget is not big enough. It's 31 billion. When you compare to South Africa, that is 5 times our budget. There's massive corruption.
Yeah.
Do you know how many schools this will build? Do you know how many healthcare centers? Do you know how many lives this will save?
Yeah.
So it shows you the level of corruption. But as regards non-disclosure, I will sing a song, Oji.
Tell me.
African China. Rich man wasting money, they not they see him face for cry fighter.
Come on.
Poor man wasting money, they go show him face for cry fighter. Tell me something I don't know. Rich man go de hala peya, go dupe. Poor man go de shout, awala me, make una lead us where. No need this nation to fall inside where.
Right.
Rich man wasting money, they will never see their face.
That is that.
EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. Ewo EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. Ewo EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey in the probe don enter for power. If you dey do government work, you go carry am for head, you. Maka one day I got bokwa gike na ma own. In another government, you jiri ya nwayọ nwanne m ebukwa ya n'isi one day agabọ gị ke na ma ewo ihe nzizi German no dey for jail politician wey in the program enter for power.
Since the chairman still there for jail, politician where the probe don't enter for power. EFCC now said they cannot do a full disclosure, and they went for Showore. They attacked Showore for saying no. Now Emefiole get there is a court document to that effect. How could you not tell everybody now when your court document showed that it is Emefiole? You stated it in the court document. Why are you now turning it around and saying that, no, we can't tell you the person? So Showore kind of published that, though. I think I have that here. Let me see if I can put that up on the screen. Well, Showore shared with us the people that own this stolen money. You see that level of greed, Baba? The level of greed in Nigeria. It is total, it is completely out of this world, man. When you tell them that government should build houses, right? Keep houses for the people. Like we have all over the world. Okay? They will tell you that no, government has no money. Because the money has been stolen by few people who believes that it is their turn to loot, and you know what I mean. In all these documents, right, the companies, the 4 companies that Emefiole used, MG Properties, I mean, I should even be mentioning them so that, because it seems I'm going too fast. These are the court documents by the EFCC before the court granted their prayer. The people that actually took over 340 billion naira. 340 billion naira. And it's true, some of these guys, they have looted so much that some of them don't even know where the money is. Some of them died. Their families don't even know where the money is. Or all the money. They have looted so much money in Nigeria that some of them have lost track of where this money. So why is the EFCC pretend that they cannot do a disclosure when you've already disclosed the owners, the supposed owners, to the courts? And they have come out to say, sorry, we are not the owners. You can take it. Our people stole money, built their estates. And when it became a case of litigation, since it is not their money, they just said, take them. Take the money. I mean, take the estates. 753 uncompleted duplexes and apartments from stolen money. And those people are still walking about. If not China by now, if not China. Yeah? And another guy is there in Abuja right now, the emperor of Abuja, who put together people today. It was with the week, it was inaugurating a road construction today. All right. And it was a fanfare before he finally asked them that you do for me, I do for you. Abuja today, because with the week, want to renovate a road somewhere in Abuja. Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. 25 years after democracy, you still have roads like that. You still have areas like that at the capital of Nigeria. And yeah, it's just about, I think it's about 3 or 4 kilometers road. It's an access road. It's not up to 3 kilometers anyway. So they had to throw a party. Everybody, they dance. Hey. And when Werewike came, he told them, this road I am doing for you now. Remember, in 2027, you do for me, I do for you. That means, don't forget that we are building this road now. You go vote for us. So.
I'm agree we are doing Saburi. I'm agree we are doing David Sonata. I'm agree we are going to do Kabusa Takushera. I'm agree we are going to also do Kabusa Keti. I will not try. I will not try. So when the time comes, you do for me. Let me show. You know, this job we are doing is like a contract. Let me show. You do for me. I do for you. So don't listen to people who have never come to see you before. Don't listen.
You do for me, I do for you. Yendeba, yendeba. Yendeba, 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 yendeba. Yendeba, yendeba, yendeba. Nigeria. Sometimes it's an unreal place, right? Like seeing the supposed policemen when an accident happens, right? When there's a crash, you would expect the police force or policemen to come around and barricade the area, protect it, because it's an accident scene. That is not in Nigeria. They will rob it. That's what they will do. And they will rob it. They will rob the scene. And even with video evidence, the police can tell you that they don't know them. They are not our members. I'll share that with you in a moment, okay? So this was somewhere in Delta, though, right? But before I get to that, I'm so sorry that we are not taking calls because, I mean, come on, we have a lot to catch up on. So we can always take calls again from tomorrow, all right? So tonight, let's call it the catch-up night. Talking about the police. I found something from Bright, it's still Bright, from Delta, right? And it is this. Bright, what do you have for us?
I'm SP Dafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. We're in the office of the Special Anti-Kidnapping and Cyber Crime Squad, saddled with the duty of going after kidnappers. Just yesterday, we received a distress call. That's from our control room that some persons were kidnapped and were going towards Oko area in Asaba, Delta State. Our policemen went after them, and before I go into the details on how we were able to encounter them and recover these weapons, I want us to interview one of the victims who was kidnapped. Okay, this is one of the victims that was kidnapped by these suspected kidnappers whom we recovered these weapons from. So please just tell us briefly what happened.
Yeah, thank you. As at around 10 o'clock, 9:30 last night, we were kidnapped around the Lie Road, Asaba. So while we were returning from where we went to drop a brother, so we were attacked by these hoodlums, and we were taken away to an unknown destination. So while they exhausted the money I had and they were asking for more money, we put a call to our family members, and through the police were informed, and police intervened so quickly.
Okay,
And
to save your time, where they now later dropped you after collecting
they
your
dropped
money?
me around Opanam Axis.
Opanam Market. Okay, who was this? This vehicle, is it?
That is the vehicle of the person who were together.
Okay, the person they kidnapped.
And also they also snatched took away the vehicle. Okay, after dropping us. They went away with the vehicle. Okay. It was police that recovered the vehicle.
Okay. So you have heard from one of the victims that was kidnapped. This is the vehicle that belongs to the woman that was kidnapped alongside him. Now, when the policemen started trailing them, on sighting the police, they maneuvered and started running away. As they were running, the police went after them head on. They continued running, taking different shortcuts, happy and way, bushes and the rest, until they got tired of running, abandoned the vehicle, and took off. Lo and behold, let us not forget that the matching description of the vehicle was given to the police. And it was when we started this vehicle that our men started going after them. Upon them abandoning the vehicle, the policemen went there, searched this vehicle, and we recovered one AK-47 rifle. This is a pop-action gun. We have some live cartridges here. These are ARO live ammunitions. And let me tell you where these rifles were concealed. They were concealed in the engine compartment of the vehicle, just somewhere here. 3 of them, that's where they were concealed. Part of the reason why I'm displaying this is to let you know that when you see policemen on the way, say open your bonnet and they are searching, people will start laughing and thinking that police are making caricature of themselves. These are the reasons why we do this. Then let me quickly add this. If you see a policeman on the checkpoint or policeman coming towards you, do not run away. Do not run. Stay if you are clean. If you run, it is a red flag. And when you run to maybe a point where somebody now gets an accident and people dies, the police cannot be held responsible. Because if on sighting these people and they were running, we say, oh, let us not chase them, because if anything happens, they will send a police custom. How would you have been able to recover these weapons from them? How would you have been able to recover this vehicle that you are seeing? So we are just doing our job, and all we need is cooperation from members of the public. You see what the victims did? They communicated with the police, they informed the police, and that is what has led now to the recovery of this vehicle. Just imagine if a complete loss of this vehicle happened to this woman. Even after she has escaped from them and she loses her vehicle, she will not be happy. Imagine the danger that these 3 weapons will do in the hands of kidnappers and armed robbers. These are live cartridges and these are ammunitions. This is one of their operational vehicle. The hoodlums, though they are at large, they did go unscathed. They went with bullet injuries, and I believe that sooner, before you know it, we will get them and we'll also parade them for every one of us to see. Thank you. We'll continue to solicit for your support. Always reach out to us. Don't get tired of complaining. Complain.
What shall I say unto the Lord? Yes, Lord. All I have to say, thank you, Lord. What shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Bright Agape.